Hi, good evening, everybody. And let me sign in today with a very important topic. And the topic is very relevant for us to upgrade our skills and upbringing our future developments. This is Thursday 7 p.m. session by Michael Packaging, which aims to provide better, cheaper, and convenient learning experiences for all. The topic today we are going to discuss is learn, unlearn, relearn. Before we start the topic, let me share one very important quote from Louis Smith. You cannot reach for anything new in your hands if your hands are full of yesterday's junk. And it is applicable for our mind also. If the mind is full, we cannot accept something new in future. So the topic of learn, again unlearn, and then relearn is very valid for all of us. The person who is going to present the session today is from Education Fraternity, and he is 21 years in the academic world. He has already written 21 publications in different journals and has participated in a lot of different engagements in corporate as well as academic world. He is also board member of 5 international bodies and recipient of Global Top Thinker Award 2015. So let me welcome speaker for the day, Dr. Subrata Chattopadhyay with us. Now, before we start the session, let me tell you the timelines of the seminar. The session will be for 20 minutes, 5 minutes question and answer. The entire session is recorded. It will be uploaded in other digital platforms within 24 hours. Audiences can please put their questions in chat box. I would like to request Dr. Chattopadhyay to please start his session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Prashanjit. I think that was a warm introduction, and a nice way to start with this beautiful line. You cannot reach for anything new if your hands are still full with yesterday's junk, which means that we are constantly updating and changing and accommodating ourselves so that we constantly learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that's what the topic is all about. Right. So, from the time we are born, when a baby is born, right? So when the baby is crying, the baby is actually adjusting, adapting, and accommodating to a new world, learning to breathe and to be independent, being taken in arms, and gradually what happens over time, the baby learns to make different types of noises and also tries to accommodate and adjust with the environment. And from the different noises and cries, gradually, comes the different words. And these words become sentences. So, there are different stages. So, say, for example, the transition or the transformation from a caterpillar to a cocoon to a butterfly is a stage of, unlearning, learning, and relearning, and gradually a metamorphosis takes place. So, basically, all of us, we unlearn things, we learn and relearn. So, as you can see, in the slide, this is actually, Charles Darwin statement, and he said that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one which is most adaptable to change. And this is what is so very relevant even today. And why? Because, we are passing through turbulent times, we are passing through COVID times, and every day we are, unlearning, learning and relearning and adjusting, accommodating, adapting to change. So, like as I talked about, the learning of a baby, right? So the baby learns to talk, and then, somersaults, and then, gradually turns, learns to walk. Okay. And in the process falls down many times. So what is happening is that he or she is unlearning, learning and relearning, and gradually, stands on his or her own feet. And
Absolutely right.
From walking, he or she gradually starts or learns how to run, how to walk fast. So, from our very birth, we are actually unlearning, learning and relearning things, either under supervision or unsupervised. So learning can be supervised learning can be unsupervised learning. So as a baby, walks from his home to a creche, and then a school, and then a college and a university, right? There are different environmental changes. So we learn how to, intermingle with different environments. So the baby learns that, there are peers, there are people in the same age group who are friends,
right?
And then he or she also learns that there are friends from school, and then friends, in the vicinity or in the locality that he or she stays, right? And gradually learns, how to intermingle with people. The societal perspective comes in. And as the days match here from school to college, right? And then to university, there is a lot of, learning, unlearning and relearning of the different subjects, because all of us would agree that, whatever ambitions we had during our childhood, I think none of us, or maybe, very few of us were able to pursue. So if you ask me that, what was my ambition when I was a kid? My ambition was to become a bus driver. Okay. And I landed up becoming a professor. So, you can well understand that, over time, over phase, there is a lot of experience, there is a lot of learning, there is a lot of unlearning. And, even in the teaching process that we take, there is so much of, change which has come in. And why in teaching? In different, professions, there is a lot of dynamism which has come up, and uncertain times, book times and COVID times do actually catalyze the process of unlearning, learning and relearning. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Next slide, please. Yeah, so go to the previous slide. Yeah, the previous one. Yeah, so, this is another very, interesting quote by Alvin Toffler. And he said, the illiterate of 21st century will not be those who can't read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. And this actually sets the theme for today's discussion and today's session. And this was what I was actually emphasizing on. So moving on, the next slide. So moving on, right? When we talk about, unlearning, learning and relearning process, as you can see in the slide, right? So learning is acquiring knowledge of a subject or a skill through studying. So, we today are bombarded with information. We have, a lot of information with us. And from there, the ones that we actually take in, that gives us knowledge. And from there, we derive what is wisdom. And in the process, what we do is that we unlearn a lot of things, okay, and relearn them as well. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of, change has taken place over the years. So say, for example, if you go 40 years back, there was something called trunk call. And from, trunk call, there was the telephone calls, right? We had the land phones. I don't know, how many of us have a land phone at home today, right? So that has become extinct. Then there was something called a paging device, so a pager, and then, the mobile phones, and then the purpose of mobile phone has also changed a lot, right? So today, you know, the mobile device is more for our internet operations than for calling. So the, you know, the primary purpose has also changed. So we have, you know, gradually metamorphosed and changed. So moving on, the next slide, please. So moving on, right? You know, we have to unlearn. That is, we have to shed off our old habits, because our current habits are current destiny. And you know, if we remain stagnant, then we cannot change. And that is what, you know, happens. Today, you know, we are in the COVID environment. We are locked down for, you know, almost last 2 months or 3 months, right? We have learned how to, you know, balance work and life, and also work from home. So IT services was very much into work from home mode, but the other sectors did not actually know about work from home. And herein, a very important perspective is, how do you adjust and accommodate and balance your life at home, which was actually meant for your relaxation, which has now become you know, a place for satisfaction of your professional pursuits and your personal life. So professional and personal life. So we have learned how to balance. So we have unlearned that home is not a place for relaxation. We have learned how to balance work from home and work-life balance, and we are relearning and exploring whether this could be a sustainable venture or a sustainable solution. So things are, you know, changing a lot. So say, for example, you know, there has been a lot of you know, changes, you know, radical innovation, so to say, which has actually made us unlearn, learn and relearn the different things. Say, for example, we thought about a taxi stand. So taxi stand is a place where, you know, you get the cabs. But now a taxi stand is a place wherein, you know, you stand. So it has actually, you know, changed the entire perception of a taxi stand, courtesy, you know, this e-cabs, Ola, Uber, and of the world. Similarly, we thought of, you know, relaxing, going to movies, right? Maybe in a INOX or Cineplex or, you know, whatever it is. But because of Amazon, because of Netflix, right? So my time is the time when I want to watch the movie. So, you know, we have unlearned that cinema halls are not the only place, and at their own time, they would be, you know, putting one movie, and I have to go in that particular time and watch that particular movie. No, it is my time in which I will watch the movie. So I have unlearned that. I have learned that, you know, I will watch the movie in my own time, be it at 2 a.m. in the morning, or, you know, 4 a.m. in the morning, or be it at 5 p.m. Whatever it is, I have my own convenience, and I will watch the movie. And, you know, I will not watch that in a you know, community or in a public place. And you know, this is also very important, because we are talking about social distancing, right? So what I'll do is I'll watch it in the comfort of my home. People used to go to restaurants, and because of this troubled times, people have unlearned that, and people are going to unlearn that, and they will learn how to, you know, make home delivery, so that they can watch movies.
I must add one line in this, Dr. Subrata. This COVID has actually helped us to unlearn a lot of things. In this period, we have unlearned how to work from home, from office. We are used to comfortable with working at office. Now we are learning to work at home. So unlearning that, like cab is one important thing, working from home, communication from home. So as you rightly said, in this pandemic period, this topic is absolutely relevant of unlearning.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Please continue.
So what has happened is that, you know, face-to-face meetings have transformed to online meetings. So whatever is traditional, whatever is conventional, that has moved to radical transformation. So, we used to shake our hands when we met and greet each other, but then that is a strict no-no. We have, unlearned that. So, the Namaskar of India is now being adopted and learned all over the world. And we also have learned that to wear a mask. Okay, so the Japanese, mastered it, and Japan is incidentally one of the countries in the world which had lesser number of this COVID attacks. Maybe because they were practicing social distancing norms, right? And they were very cautious about how to interact with the society. So, basically, as I was saying, face-to-face meetings has been taken over by online meetings. So events are happening online, marriages are happening online, conferences are happening online. Okay, so even in our teaching, right? So we are teaching online, we are evaluating online, we are invigilating online, right? So we have unlearned that a classroom is not a place in a brick and mortar classroom wherein you deliver your lectures, but it it is at the comfort of my home, and the students are also at home, and even then there is a connect. And you would be surprised to know, when we started off with this online mode of teaching, the attendance of the students went up.
Okay.
So that's absolutely amazing and interesting. And though pre-COVID, 95% of the people who registered for different online courses, they could not complete it. But people are gradually learning how online education is important, and that's why each one of us during this time, I'm sure, we have actually enriched ourselves with different online courses, with different webinars which are going on, right? And also, besides that, since we are staying at home, things which we detested at some point of time and thought that ye mere liye nahi hai, this is not for us, right? Say for example, brooming the floor, or maybe doing some jhadu pocha and all that, or maybe learning how to cook a particular item, right? So that is also a skill, and that can come in handy when we are alone, maybe. So it is very important for us to make us abreast about the different needs. So can we move on a bit fast, please? Yeah, can we move on? I think I've covered that on learning. Move on. Move on. Yeah. So this is an interesting slide. As I was telling that what are the things and what are the changes that are going to happen after COVID-19. So as you can see that productivity and engagement was the focus before COVID-19, but as after COVID-19, it is about diagnosis and response, and actions are needed in time, real time, immediate actions, localized, not global. Whereas before COVID, it was global and then local, so it has changed. So we have unlearned that, and we have learned that we need to be local, and hence the Make in India has come up in a big way again. Ayurveda has come up in a big way again. So localized things are coming up in a big way, as you must have observed, right? So HR function has also become cross-domain, and there is real-time data analysis because things are happening in real time. Moving on. So, we talk about gig economy. So our perception was that, we do one job, and that's we stick on to one job at one point of time. But in the gig economy, what happens is that there is flexible staffing, and people are involved for the work that they do. So your expertise, because of your expertise, because of your experience, you are has been during March and April. Okay, so So during March and April, and this is very important, which means that we are actually embracing freelance positions. So when 25 to 30% of the workforce is another data getting converted into freelance roles. So this is data by PeopleStrong. Next, please. So what are the skill sets that is required in the 21st century? Post-COVID, these are the things. The learning skills are critical thinking skills, creativity, collaboration. Collaboration is very important and not competition.
Okay.
So what will happen is competition will gradually move out, and we will move to collaboration. So that is very important. Literacy skills will also change. So literacy skills in the form of information, media, technology. So information, as I say, that we are we have a lot of plethora of information at our disposal, and we have to take in knowledge from there, learn from there, and then apply, unlearn all that which are redundant, and through technology we have to actually apply it. Okay, so literacy skills, and then the life skills, that is flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity is okay, and people skills are very important, and hence social skills are very important.
Right.
Okay, so moving on to the next slide. I think I've covered about the 21st century skills, and the next slide is all about future skill domains. So problem solving skills, collaboration, creativity, I've already talked about, self-awareness, initiative, okay, persistence. All these are very important things, and we have to learn and adapt to all these changes. Okay, can we move to the next slide, please? Next two slides. Next one. I think this one I have already covered. So as I was saying that the literacy skills and the numeracy skills are very important. So we need to be digitally literate and digitally sound. Communication is very important. Collaboration I've already talked about. Creativity and innovation skills, right? Critical thinking, thinking out of the box. That is very important. This slide you can see is an anatomy of a blended learning classroom. So you can see that it is not only the teacher, one teacher, and a number of students who are there in a class, but the students can access many teachers at a single point of time. So greater student-teacher interaction, real-time performance data to inform and instruct. There are personalized learning based on the student's ability. The learning can be personalized, learning can be customized, and learning can also be co-created. So co-creation is again coming up in a big way in different sectors. And this is about education, but then co-creation is there in FMCG, in manufacturing, because the customer is the king, and the customer feedback is very important, and companies are understanding this and going the co-creation way in a big form. Okay, so interactive media, rich content, high student engagement, all these can be seen in education sector. Next slide. So moving on, right? Can we move on to the next slide, please, Prashanjit? Yeah. So when we talk about the common core that I was discussing, so innovative problem solvers are the ones which are required. Investigative explorers, so people who can investigate, people who can develop research skills using technology to find solutions. Problem solving skills, who approach the problem in their creative ways, and versatile people. These are the ones who are required. And for that, you have to be a versatile reader also. Why? Because you need to learn about the world without challenging the fiction and non-fiction text. Collaborative communication, I've already spoken about, because global thinkers would actually have to collaborate and shape their way. Creative communication is required along with collaborative communication. So all these require critical thinking, resourceful thinking and resourceful learners are the ones who would be much in vogue. Let us now explore and find out that, which are the key skills and the key professions that are required. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So as you can see that, data and AI is, coming up in a big way. Cloud computing, product development, sales and marketing and content. So these are, important things which form the cluster of professions in 2022, and especially post-COVID, this will gradually rise. So you LinkedIn and from Burning Glass Technologies that I have taken, and these are the things which are coming up. Analytics will come up in a big way. Data and AI, e-commerce, again, all these product development, consulting requires a lot of collaboration, requires critical thinking. So all these professions for us to sustain in COVID, post-COVID era, and we had to adapt and relearn those things so that we can continue with whatever our professions are and deliver the best with our abilities. So I think that's all that I had to say, and I finished within 30 minutes. So you have given me 30 minutes of time. So that's all that I had to say. If there are any questions, you can ask me.
We are actually on time, Dr. Subrata. The session is nice. Actually,
thank you so much.
Very informative session for all of us. And during this COVID period, we actually feel this session is going to help us to unlearn many things and relearn many things, most probably into technical help, with technical help and technological outfit. Education is one process, learning is one process. That's why this concept has come of micro learning and micro packaging. Plus, there are a lot of other areas people can.
So, in your words, you have to unlearn your old packaging techniques.
True.
Repackage, that is, learn how to, what the customer needs are and package accordingly.
Fantastic.
And relearn that whether the customers are actually liking your package.
Fantastic. This is a nice session, and we have just few minutes left. So let me thank you. Let me thank all the audiences, and let me thanks everybody for the session. So we look forward to one more session once again. So thanks for your time. And
thank you so much.
Thank you.